I want to highlight a couple of rounds from our T-side cache about holding bomb sites. I'm going to show you a 2v3 on the B site and a 2v2 on the A site. I want to give you a representation of what kind of comms are necessary for this type of setup. So we've got Daff and Savage here. Savage is at the triple box, Daff is at the default box. And they've got enemies coming in from Checkered, Heaven, and Tree. Very, very common. So how you do this, theoretically, is you create 3 2-on-1 scenarios where you both peek into the one guy, then you hide. Then you both peek into the next guy, then you hide. Then you both peek into the third guy, and that's how you win. Now, that's more or less impossible because you don't know exactly where everyone is, and you don't know who's peeking at what time, because they're probably not all going to be peeking at all times. So what you do is you say, okay, we're going to peek on the right, or okay, we're going to peek on the left. As you can see by the heads up view, is that if you both peek, like if Daff, you were to, wait, this is Savage, yeah. So if Savage, you were to peek here, and Daff, you were to peek out, just go a little bit to your right, you could both see Checkered, and you could both see this area of Heaven. But someone who's Deep Heaven or someone who's Tree won't be able to see you. So that's how you can isolate this guy. Now, so how you can comment. You can either comment by say peek right, or you can say peek the specific area, like peek Checkered. I think I'd go with the peek right or peek left because it's faster and it's more self-explanatory. And then if you wanted to peek this headshot area, you would have to say peek left. And actually, to peek that particular angle, Savage wouldn't have to move at all. But then Savage would know that Daff is backing him up, so he could maybe swing a little bit more than normal, because he's holding this angle right now. But if someone were to push out Tree and come headshot and say like pre-fire Savage so that there's nothing he can do, then Daff's number 3. Daff would not be able to help whatsoever. So that's how you comment. You say peek right, peek left, and so in this case between Daff and Savage, this would be Savage's job to make those calls. So here, like if Daff had said peek right, when he peeked that Checkered guy and Savage would have been able to help, he would have been so dead. Like he wouldn't have, you can see default. You can see where Savage would have come out. This guy wouldn't have been able to, he wouldn't have had the bullets to make both kills. And luckily Savage gets a really nice 2-man spray down and then picks up the last guy to win the round. So the second round I want to talk about is from round 8, different game, where we've taken bomb site, lost a couple guys, so it's a 3v3. We have someone quad area, we have someone on the site, and I am running to the fork at the moment. I'm going to show you how it plays out. And this is the same scenario, except this one it's a little more complicated. Well, one, Daff dies, so the quad guy dies. So first I'm going to talk about how to hold from the A main push. Now, you've got 2 jobs. You've got two guys. You've got a guy close, that's me. I'm there at the fork area, and then we've got a guy holding the long angle, that's Daff. Now, Daff's job is a distraction, because if you're holding a choke point, like A main, and you've got someone close like this holds for CT side and holding for retakes, is if you've got the long angle, you can hold it if you have an op. Otherwise, you want to be jiggling it. if you've got someone close. Because what happens when you jiggle it is you attract attention. So you attract this Jake's guy's attention. So your hope is that as he comes out a main, he will be looking at you, Daff. You're standing right here. And so then I can shoot him in the side of the head, and even if he swings and shoots me, then you can peek out and you can get the shot. But when you've got a cross, that's called a crossfire because it makes a cross like that. Our lines of sight. Now, if you, as the guy further away in a crossfire, your job is to stay alive primarily, because if you die, suddenly I'm in an untradeable position. It's a one-done spot. So I've got to make some. I suddenly have to make some ballsy plays, and I think I go on to peek the A-main guy. So O-Town saves the day by killing this guy through the smoke. He was trying to creep around, like the dude was trying to creep around there. O-Town shot him. So we've got a 2-on-2. We know where one of them are. Same scenario. O-Town's the guy further away. He shouldn't be peeking, because all of a sudden, now this guy knows that 2 guys have died on the site. There's probably, he can guess there's one close. He can guess there's one here, or maybe I pushed up truck. But it's unlikely that there's another guy on site. So as you can see, he's checking for me. And I have to sort of peek into him. And I end up losing the duel with this guy. But that's how to play crossfires on the A site, because when you have this fork angle, you've got 2 really nice, I don't know what to call it, deep angles? Off angles. You've got 2 really nice off angles you can play. So if someone comes up highway, you can, so like if O-Town's here and I'm right here, I can help him. I can make sure no one walks up in front of red on him, and I can make sure no one walks up this truck wall. And I can make sure no one walks up a main. So my job is to shoot anyone who tries to get up close to O-Town, and O-Town's job is to hide until I find someone. And once I find someone, he can pre-fire it. Like once that guy is distracted by me. So these kind of scenarios come up all the time. And if you know how to play them on one map, you can pretty much play them on all maps. So I'm going to keep pulling them up when I see them, in the hopes that it becomes second nature in game.